Okay, so this video is how to solve equations with variables on both sides. So let's start with a problem that looks like this. So while I write this problem, I just want to let you guys know that prior to today, any equations we have solved have only had variables on one side of the equation. We may have had other terms and other things we needed to simplify, but all of the variables were on the same side. Well, here you also have equations where you have variables on more than one side, on both sides of an equation. And I want to talk about the procedure for how you do that. So the first thing I want to do is I want to write down, you can take notes on this, that what you need to do is you need to do any simplifying first. So you might have to distribute a multiplication. Need to simplify first. Okay? And what I mean by that is you may have to distribute multiplication, for example. And I'll show you a problem that looks like that. Okay? So the next thing that you need to do is you want all variables on one side all constants on the other. It does not matter which way you decide to do it. As long as your arithmetic is correct, you will get the same answer. Okay, and then the last thing before we actually solve this problem is I want you to remember that it does not matter which side you put the variables or the constants on. If your arithmetic is good, you will get the right answer, and I will prove that to you with this problem. So I am going to solve it the first way in brown. I'm going to add 3x to both sides. So that means that I want my variables on the left side, and I'm also going to subtract 9 from both sides so that my constants are on the right side. So what that gives me is a negative 2x equals 1 minus 9 is negative 8. Divide both sides by negative 2 to isolate the variable. And you know that a negative divided by a negative is indeed a positive, so that's going to give us x equals 4. Now let's do it the other way in green. So I've got negative 5x plus 9 equals negative 3x plus 1. I'm going to move this up a bit. So now I want my variables over here. So I'm going to add 5x to both sides. And I want my constants on the left side. So I'm going to subtract 1 from both sides. So 9 minus 1 is 8. And negative 3 plus 5 is positive 2x. Divide both sides by 2. And you see, I do end up with the same answer. X equals 4. So that is how you solve equations with variables on both sides. And before we close out this video, I just want to show you, I'm not going to go all the way through, I'm just going to show you, this is an example of something you might be looking at when you first get a problem like this. You can tell that you're going to eventually have variables on both sides of the equal sign, but right now you can't do anything with it because you have some simplifying to do. You've got to get rid of these parentheses. So I'm going to distribute my multiplication. Negative 2 times 3m is negative 6m, and negative 2 times 3 is negative 6, and then 4 times m is 4m, and 4 times negative 2 is negative 8. So there you see that now we have a problem that we can solve using the procedure that I just showed you. See you in the next video.